World of Warcraft Classic is live, and after playing for the past 11 hours or so, I thought I would give my thoughts and first impressions on this re-release of one of the world's largest MMOs. The servers opened at 3 p.m. Pacific, and having created my character a few days back, I was able to log in as soon as the servers were available. The realm I chose had absolutely no queue for me, and I loaded into Den Moreau almost instantly to the terror that was this. Meeting up and finding my friend was fairly simple, and we decided to ignore the first quest and make our way to the next area to do our initial leveling. Right off the bat, I do want to point out that the only issues we experienced very early on was a layering issue in Ironforge.
Are you seeing this?
Although I think every hub city was experiencing this, causing players to get locked out of the city and even temporarily locking them in a rubber band-like situation. Another minor issue I was having, that my friend was not, was occasionally my UI would lock up, and I would be unable to interact with my inventory. I also would not be able to select quest rewards, making it impossible to hand certain quests in, which would halt my progression.
What's on your mind? Off with you.
This was an easy fix, however. By exiting the game and re-logging in moments later, everything was fine. I do understand, however, that at least one server was experiencing incredible queues, and I can only imagine what the initial questing would have been like for them. Apart from this, though, the game ran smoothly. Everything I remembered about Vanilla WoW up to this point was present. The crazy amount of time it takes to gain a level, by comparison to retail. I think it was at the 8-hour mark that I hit level 10. Seeing the talent trees again was a breath of fresh air. There's just a certain customization that was lost when the talent trees were removed to make way for specializations. Weapons and armor skills were another lost relic of WoW, and I appreciate its return. It feels a little more immersive to me that I'm not instantly good with a new weapon type, and seeing that number go up is very satisfying. The quest chains aren't in their streamlined state anymore, so there's a sense of exploration that is required assuming A, you aren't using add-ons, and B, you haven't memorized every quest in the game over the past 15 plus years. Another thing I noticed as well is a sense of community is back. Fresh guilds recruiting and player interaction has been quite pleasant, players helping each other and calling for groups for enemies like Hogger and Vagesh, random passerbys granting buffs and healing people even if they aren't in your party. Complaining that 5 silver was a lot of money came up once or twice, which is a hilarious thing for any seasoned WoW player to experience again. Obviously, with this being the first day, there are a lot more players than there are monsters, and the respawn rates for the most part were tolerable. I think the only quest I have an issue with so far is more of a drop rate issue than anything, and it's a collection quest that's in Loch Modan. Having created a dwarf, and only playing to level 12 tonight, I was only able to really experience Den Moreau, Loch Modan, Ironforge, Stormwind, and a little bit of Westfall. The Cataclysm hasn't occurred yet, so I'm really looking forward to reliving old-school Barrens. At this point, I think anyone who has ties to Vanilla WoW will really get a kick out of going back and giving the game another go, especially if they fell out of love with the game during the more recent expansions. I would say that my day one experience of World of Warcraft Classic was a very positive one, and I look forward to playing more.